That's how it's done, bitches.
It is welcome to Dykes Mann, Odam, the finest podcast that's on a Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern and 6 p.m. UK ever. He's Jamie Dykes and Carl Mann. I'm trying to stick to what we've come up with before, but I can never remember it. A big shout out to Napo, the Mind Dog, of course, for not dying yet. You can die when we've had success. Then you have my permission to die. We're just using you. And then, welcome. Subscribe if you haven't already. And if you have, thank you. Like, share, and all that shit.
Amazing. Hello. Give us a like, Governor. Fucking good podcast. As always, great one lined up today. We got a top gentleman from the Straits of London with us today.
First guest since Andy Andrist.
Yeah, it is first guest since Andy. No one can fill the fucking spot, man. So we thought, Conway, he's a bit of a fucking mad bastard like us. So we thought, get him on, boy. So bring him in. Yep. You want to see the Conway? Are you ready for the Conway? Shirts off, ladies and gents. Conway's in the house.
Oh, I thought you wanted my shirt off. I was about to take my shirt off.
Everyone, let's all do it. Let's just.
I tell you what, if we do that, some women are going to be jealous because I probably have bigger nipples than them. That's. I mean, I'm just not areolas. The nipple. I got pretty big nipples. Like I could put a pen cap on it and walk around like.
Nice.
It's terrible.
Great for piercing. Yeah, great for fucking piercing. That's what they sound like. We quite often get our tops off, especially when we got Brett Brock on as well. We go like a ton of beers in, and then we just got our tops off, and then Brett Brock is just ripping his top off. It
did happen. It happened on our first Brock episode in January. We ended up with our tits out. It got very weird at 1 a.m. Very weird. It happens, and it might happen.
Hola to you, Kelly.
Yeah. Hola. It's quite your end, Conway. Usually your missus is in the background.
She is in the background. She's actually being quiet today. But hey, I wanted to say something. So you had said I dare not say anything about the Queen. I don't know if you know this, but why would I ever say anything against the Queen? I myself am nobility. I am a lord, and she is a lady. I don't know if you know that. But we are, so I mean, of course, I would not say anything against the Queen.
So. May she rest in pieces.
May she rest. Well, her box is now in a box, ready for all to see.
God
bless. Does it travel like all around the United Kingdom now? Do they like take her body everywhere?
They've done that. It's now resting in London, and people can go and see it if they want in person.
So they do it up just like the Pope. Like when the Pope dies, they do the same kind of deal.
Yeah,
they parade them around, and then they put them on viewing for like a week.
She got paraded around Scotland. She got paraded around London. Now she's on viewing, and then there'll be the funeral Monday, which is a big, fucking £9 million.
It was on the news earlier. It was like people queuing 3-4 miles just to catch a glimpse of a dead person in a box. Just absolutely insane.
I mean, they did that when Biggie died too.
Not the same.
What? I'm just saying there was for miles and miles. There were people trying to catch a glimpse. I'm not wrong.
You just tell the truth.
I don't remember the funeral. I watched them. I watched a documentary on Netflix about 6 months, a year ago on Biggie Tupac stuff. I didn't see the funeral stuff.
Oh my god!
Just the conspiracies about all the hits, the police being involved in death row and all that stuff. So interesting.
Yeah, I mean that whole situation's jacked up, and I mean obviously people know what happened, and they're never gonna come clean with it. You know what I mean?
It's a fishy one. I think from what I saw, police were moonlighting at death row security. And there was some business going on. I can't remember all the details hand. I'll have to watch it again, but there was some fuckery going on there for sure.
I mean, a lot of law enforcement do moonlight as security. I don't know if you guys know this. It was really surprising to me. But I actually had a job as a security officer post prison. I was a security officer for like over 2 years, and I saw a lot of law enforcement in the security field for sure.
Shit. Nice.
Getting security post prison is pretty cool.
Yeah. So what was the official story? Just gangbanging, wasn't it? Biggie just got shot by. Do they know? Are they still tracking the killer down? It's just. I know little details about the whole thing, but I do know there's
I think
obviously
they've closed it down now. There was an investigate. There was a
conspiracy.
cold case in
Yeah.
a few years after, but they didn't really get too far. They arrested a couple of people, let them go. But I think it was just a lot. There was beef anyway. There was like gang beef, West Coast, East Coast, and then there was other factors. And it looks like it got a bit fishy in there somewhere, I think. But yeah, I can't remember the details even. I need to watch it again.
Biggie was working for Epstein. That's what it was.
You know, it's just like, I think this is what people forget. Like, people forget that, like, when you're raised in an environment that doesn't value life in the same way, you know what I mean? And what I mean is, like, when you're talking about, like, urban areas where there's a lot of gang activity, that, you know, like, people are dying around you all the time. Like, you see death and life much differently than when you live in a slow paced, you know, area where that kind of thing doesn't happen or whatever. You know, life means different things to those people. And like, when you come up in a environment that's about, you know, like, respect and showing your moxie, so to speak, you know what I mean, proving yourself in that way, like, man, you get into crazy ass messes over nothing, man. Like you get into life and death situations over usually just some words, some dumbass words, you know what I mean? But people get shot over the things they say every fucking day in
disrespect,
some neighborhoods.
Right? Just a small, like, disrespect. It's like, come on, guys, you're throwing so much away.
Like, you know, and I started to see more and more when I was locked up in prison. Like, I started to notice more and more of that mentality, and I started to see the, like, idiocy of it and how it was so trivial and meaningless, you know. And that's part of what allowed me to get away from an angry lifestyle, you know what I mean? Because I used to get mad and fight people at the drop of a hat, you know what I mean? And there were times in my past that I hurt people really bad, you know what I mean, over nothing, absolutely nothing. And when I think about that today, like, I don't ever want to be that kind of person again, you know. But there are people that are locked into that way of life and think that that's all there is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I think it's like a fear as well, because obviously if you are wrapped up in that kind of lifestyle and you don't see a way out, you think, if I do try and find a way out, I'm going to leave behind the people that I know. I'm going to leave behind this life, and this is all I know.
Right.
But I always found it interesting as well. And this is from, not from experience, but watching programs, documentaries, films, like the prison structure, that it's the same as the structure of where they come from. You've got a hierarchy, you've got your different gangs. They have their street corner, they have their side of the block, but the whole thing, it's like home from home for some of these guys. It's the same structure, the same routine. You've got to pay your dues, you've got to pay it upwards.
I mean, that's also part of why, you know, getting institutionalized for a lot of these guys, for a lot of these people. I shouldn't say just guys, because it happens to women too. You know what I mean? For a lot of these people, getting institutionalized is super easy, because when they, like, it was one of the things when I got to Springfield, which was a lower, it was like a low medium security prison. There was a higher turnaround in Springfield because of that, because people would get out on parole, and when they would violate, they would get put back in Springfield because they didn't have like a real serious offense. It was probably like a drug charge or something like that. So when I got to Springfield, I saw people that would go in and out on parole like every 6 months or whatever, you know what I mean? And they would be happy as could be coming back into the chow hall in their oranges, you know, coming off the bus saying hi to everybody like it was old home week. I'm like, are you guys fucking bananas? You know what I mean? Like, why are you fucking happy to be here? But the thing is like this was like a part of their life. You know, you go and do a few months in and you do a few months out, and you're doing life on the installment plan. You know what I mean? Just bit by bit, your whole life is this institution street life. You know what I mean?
And if you, right?
It gets completely comfortable because everybody
they need to eat.
Right, and everybody you know is involved in it. You know what I mean? When I went to prison, I didn't know like a lot of people from my regular life because I was already in a path that I knew I wanted to change my life, but there was just so much wrong with me that I was still fucking up to the point I went to prison. You know, but like everything I learned growing up was wrong. You know what I mean? Like, and just coming to that understanding alone, where I knew I had to just start from fucking scratch and learn how to be a decent human being as a grown fucking man. You know, like, but I had to do that. You know what I mean? Because I was raised in an alcoholic, abusive, like physically, sexually, verbally, like every kind of abuse existed at pretty much every day of my life until I was like, you know, in my teenage years. And by then I was already doing substance abuse myself and already, you know, like I started having sex. Like everything I learned about life as a young person, as an adolescent was complete garbage. You know what I mean? Like it, I can't even tell you like the process of having to like really relearn all of that shit, because like everything I learned growing up was a manipulation. And like when you start to understand that a lot of these people who are incarcerated, a lot of these people who have grown up in poverty and are into the drug life and into the crime life, a lot of that has to do with not knowing any fucking thing else. You know what I mean? And if we can start to introduce people to something else, it's amazing what can happen to people. You know what I mean? Because
definitely,
because this is the other thing I'll tell you, and you probably know this yourself. Street people, like people that have lived their life on the street, man, they got hustle, right? When you put that hustle in the right direction, in a positive direction, it is amazing what people can accomplish. You know what I mean? But they just have to, like, I had to be shown a different way, like, because I didn't know. Like on my own, like I was lost in the wind because what I grew up knowing was complete trash. You know what I mean? I grew up knowing how to manipulate people, how to lie to people, how to get what I wanted out of people. You know what I mean? Like I had to learn that that's not how to live your life. You know what I mean? Like you can't live your life in this self-serving manner where you don't care about other people's feelings or how it affects people. But I lived probably a good 15 years of my life that way. 10, 15 years of my life, I didn't give a fuck about nobody but me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what was it that changed then? Was it going inside that changed?
For real, 100%. Because like up to that point, I spent most of my life blaming other people. You know what I mean? And while my history and environment factors in, it's not everything. Like I made choices, you know what I mean? And I made those choices with errored information and stuff like that. You know, I had to learn how to, you know, and I still have to learn to put my past behind me and deal with the situations of now. Because one of the things that used to always be my downfall, and one of the reasons that I was always so angry, is that when you have hate in your heart, because I still, you know, held on to hate for my father, hate for the people that abused me at school and stuff like that, hate for my brother, all that kind of stuff. When you hold on to that hate, that anger just seeps out of you. And whenever somebody does anything, any little offense towards you, you don't get upset about that offense. You don't get as upset about that person doing that thing. What you end up doing is you end up getting upset about every situation that was similar to what just happened. And you bring in like 10, 15 years of anger and you just outrage on somebody over this little thing that they did. But it wasn't about that little thing that they did. It's because it reminded you of, you know, the 100 other times it's happened in your life.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
you know, like, and then unless I let go of bitterness, I'm always going to come out the side of my neck at people. You know what I mean? Like, and I still do it. I still suffer from it. My wife is unfortunately the person who gets the brunt of that usually. But she's gotten to a point where she's pretty good at putting me in my place when she has to. You know what I mean? Because you know, because sometimes she'll tell me, you know what, you're being fucking too much right now. You know?
you need that. You need that for sure. And I get it in lesser ways. Like I've had it. There's definitely things that I have to shake off even now. I didn't have what you had. It wasn't complete, but I've had ways of thinking and ways of doing things that I developed. But in my 20s, I did some fucked up stuff. I fucked up relationships and stuff because my attitudes in the 20s and the way I thought, how angry I'd get.
Right.
I've had to work on all that stuff over the last sort of 5, 6, 7 years. Even now, it's in a smaller level than yours, I think. But yeah, I used to fucking punch walls and all that stupid shit,
right.
Throw things around.
That's what I did. That's what I did when I was like 12. That was my anger level at 12, and it just got worse.
I knew kids at school like it that would, you know, be bullies at school because they were probably getting their fucking head kicked in at home. You know, it all runs downhill. It runs downhill, doesn't it? When you sit back and look at it when you're older, you think, "Fuck me, man." He probably had a terrible time.
Yeah. And you know, and like so recently, because Dog had said something a couple episodes ago that I was on about how he sometimes lays awake at night worrying about me, hoping that I don't like make a mistake or freak out or whatever.
Yeah, I heard that one.
Go and fucking beat someone across the head.
And I was like, you know, like I probably don't think about that. I mean, I don't probably think about it as much as I should, because you know, like I said, there's a lot of crazy things that go through my head sometimes. And like, what I really want to do is write a movie script, because like some of the stuff that goes through my head it's scary enough that I don't want to tell a fucking psych doctor about it. You know what I mean? Like when you think, when you're starting to have the thoughts that you don't want to share with the doctor, it's concerning.
I mean, look, creative stuff is the best outlet, though, isn't it? Like, or extra stuff. But
it is.
Look at someone like Stephen King, right? How much fucked up shit has he put out into the world in his books? Because it's probably all in there. Like in some level, he's taken.
Well, he was
some
on drugs and
killing
alcoholic
people.
and all fucking sorts.
Yeah,
he's just tipped down to his fucking
outlet.
Plus, like you've got, like if you see a psychologist, if they believe like you're a danger to the wider society or yourself, they can send you to the fucking.
Yeah, I don't want to go.
But if you're like an artist or a writer, you can say, well, I got plausible deniability. I mean, I didn't really want to rape this bitch or kill her father, but you know, in the book, I did. You know, it's no one's gonna get sectioned for that. It's just what it's just.
Yeah, I don't want to speak to a therapist. Maybe I should, but that's why I don't want to speak to one, because if I was completely honest about all my thoughts, there might be some problems, or at least some pills.
And
it could be quite scary.
And so herein lies the problem. So I actually the latest psychologist that I've been working with, or psychiatrist, I should say, because he can prescribe me meds. The latest psychiatrist that I've been working with will actually let me stop at saying unspeakable things. Like when he asked me what my how my thoughts been or whatever, I'll tell him about a situation that may have happened and I got upset at somebody, and I had some pretty unspeakable thoughts. He'll let me go with that. Like, he doesn't make me like explain what the fuck I wanted to do or what. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because to him, because I feel that they're unspeakable thoughts, obviously it's not something I want to go out and do. And to him, that tells him enough that I'm not really a danger per se, because I don't design. Yeah, do I have these fucked up thoughts? Yeah, I totally do. But do I want to go out and do those fucking things? Hell fucking no. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to hurt people in that kind of way.
But it sounds like you've got self-control now as well. You've got a grip on your reality now as well. Like you've broken away from that cultish sort of mentality.
Recognize
I
it is the
suppose.
first thing
Right.
that you've got to fucking
Right.
know.
Yeah, and like and even like now, like when I catch my head starting to spin off, I know that's dangerous. You know what I mean? I can't allow that to happen. I cannot sit there in my dysfunction and just let my head, spin round and round with crazy thoughts, with not, if I get into, and I've told my wife, even in the last couple months, there's been a couple of conversations with my wife about, whether or not I need to go check in for a minute or whether or not I'm managing well. We've had heart to hearts on what my, real behavior has been. Because here's the thing, when you have mental illness like I have, because I definitely, like my diagnosis is as long as a book. You know what I mean? And it changes all the time. There's a couple constants in there, like that I have chronic and severe PTSD for multiple traumas. You know what I mean? And so like I have personality dysfunctions that are not specified. You know what I mean? Because like and this is kind of the trick we were talking about before. Here's the problem with not being 100 with your psychiatrist. If you're not 100% with the people that are treating your mental health, then how can they accurately help you? It's impossible. It's impossible for them to really help you in a way that's going to matter in a sustaining way unless you're honest with them. You know what I mean? And and I suffer, dude. Like I have periods, and I'm kind of going through it right now. We're like I started working with a PTSD counselor specifically, and it started bringing back memories that were super fucking uncomfortable for me, and it just like I started thinking about shit all throughout the day, and I paused all my fucking therapy because like it fucked me up because I was like I can't think about this shit right now. You know what I mean? Like but I kind of did have a little breakthrough when Dog expressed that to me, that he stayed up at night worrying about me sometimes. I was like, dude, and where am I still holding on to anger? Because I'm only in danger of doing something stupid if I'm holding on to anger and other traits that are not
negativity in it, really.
Right. If I hold on to negativity, and so that's dude, and I identified it immediately, and I had a conversation with my wife. There's 3 guys in particular that bullied me when I was young, and I've thought about these dudes of countless times in my life. You know what I mean? And in ways that I definitely don't want to talk about publicly.
I'm with you. I know.
But like those 3 guys have always stuck out to me as like the ringleaders, the people that tormented me. And when I say tormented me, I mean like my bullying in junior high was not any light stuff. It wasn't like I got teased for being fat or poor or whatever. Like I got beat up almost every time there was PE. I got whipped with towels. I got urinated on in the fucking showers. Like they dehumanized me and there's been like I've had 2 or 3 dudes call me in the last couple of years and apologize for shit that happened when I was young. People that I've never even given a second thought to really, because they never, like those were the guys that I knew were going along with the crowd and didn't want to be the guys that weren't, in with the clique. You know what I mean? Because I understood it, because those guys were always individually very nice to me, but these guys just were trash to me at every point. And I've held on to this. I'm fucking 41 years old, still holding on to anger from fucking junior high. Like, how ridiculous is that?
Everyone does a little bit, though. I still think about some people from school, man. I had shit done to me, and I also did shit to other people as well, probably as part of
and so did I, sure.
Stupid gang. And there are things that I still feel bad about, like many, many years later. And there are people that I still think about that did shitty things to me. That sometimes I don't give them much thought now, but sometimes it will pop in. If I walk past someone, I was like, that's where that fuck headbutted me. You know, sometimes it will just pop in there. Like,
I've had those little fucking thoughts because both my kids now go to the secondary school where I used to go. So when you're walking on the school grounds, you can sort of look over and remember things like shit. You know, I did this there, or someone did this to me. It's weird. Yeah. It's a weird experience being in these places.
Especially going back home, because like, you know, and that was another thing that like my parents, I don't think, or my family didn't understand. You know, there was a period in my life of like 18 months, 2 years or whatever, where like my parents got a monthly call that I was still alive, and that was it, because I didn't want them to know where I was at. I didn't want them to know anything about me. It was shortly after I got shot, which was really
we'll put a pin in that.
Yeah.
Say what? Yeah,
put a
right.
pin in that and come back to that.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Yeah, dude, my story is so crazy. I forget. I mentioned something, and we're like, oh yeah, we're gonna have to go back. So anyway, but like I literally. Like there was a period where I lived like 18 months, I think it was 18 months or 2 years, where I lived in like I probably lived in like 14 different addresses in 8 different towns in 4 different states. But like right after I got shot, like the day after I got shot, the Austin Police Department and the DEA raided my apartment. So I was on the run from the law. I was on the run from the people that were involved in the shooting, because that shit wasn't like necessarily over, in my opinion, you know what I mean? And so like I lived in a lot of fear, and I just bounced around wherever the fuck I could, and like I did anything I could not to put my name on anything, you know what I mean? Like I lived my life just like a fucking ghost, you know.
So how did you get? What led you up to getting shot? What was?
So okay. I don't know how much of this I could really.
If you want to, we can
take your time and think about it. You don't have to talk about it.
Well, the long and the short of it, the long and the short of me getting shot is that I had a partnership that had went south. It had been going south for a while. Okay. Yeah. And the DEA had come into the town that I lived in, and I got a tip from a friend of mine that worked at the motel. They gave me a call and said, hey, DEA just set up shop in town. You might want to, because I was selling weed. I didn't sell like, you know, heavy drug. I just, you know, moving some grass, you know, but that's not anything I want attention for. And so I took my stash and I left town. Matter of fact, I left the state. I went back home and just sold some shit back there until I got the all clear. So I get the all clear and I come back to town. And my shit's robbed, you know what I mean? And there was enough evidence for me to figure out that it was my old partner, and there was a confrontation between me and that person, and there were other people present, and things did not go as planned.
Fucking hell.
So what did you get shot with? Was it a pistol or
a 22? I took 2 hits from a 22. One of them, I don't know if I can. One of them went in my arm. There's like, I don't have very good. Hang on, let me turn this light on again.
This is
wild.
Let
me see if I can. Can you see this? There it is. You see that scar right there?
Yeah.
I'm turning the wrong way. I can't. Physics. I don't know. Where'd it go? Anyway, there's an entry, and then hang on. I'll show you. It went in and out of my forearm real easy. Where's there's the exit.
Yeah.
And I can't show you the other one.
Fucking
we're definitely breaking some laws and some community guidelines if I show you the other one. But
you've got it. If you've got everything though, everything's there, or has anything come off?
I'm missing the testicle. I only have one testicle. It went in. Okay, so like it went in like in my pelvic region, and it hit my hip bone.
Fuck.
When it hit my hip bone, my pelvic bone, it ricocheted down and it ripped through my testicle and exited the scrotum. And I can show you the graze on my leg. It also grazed my leg. There's a you see the graze on my leg?
Jesus,
is that
right there? Yeah, shit.
Yeah, when I made the joke about is everything there, I had no idea, man. So
yeah,
I had no idea.
Yeah, no, I have tons of jokes about only having one testicle.
Yeah,
like it makes people have no idea how difficult it is to have one testicle. Like I can't really go swimming anymore. I only go in circles, you know. Like, and now it's like 2022, so like everybody expects manscaping to go on down there, but when you only have one testicle, it's real. Manscaping is difficult because balance. You know what I mean? I have a half empty sack here. What am I supposed to do? So one side I kind of leave bushy like David Letterman's beard, and then the other side looks like Matt Napo's head. You know, so
brilliant.
That's
fucking
hilarious. That's absolutely wild.
That's great stuff. I'm still listening. I just got a nip over there.
He's just gonna go for a poo.
I'm still listening.
Oh, hey, yeah. You guys told me to bring the weed, so I did bring the weed. I'm gonna smoke out of Grogu today. This is our Grogu pipe.
That's
Baby Yoda.
Great.
Yeah.
I wish I could smoke. I ordered some vape pens the other day, so I think they're coming tomorrow. I'm gonna get some THC oils and just have a little smoke now and again. Because I can't. My partner can smoke, but I can't every time I try. And so it's probably because I drink too much as well. So I just literally get a fucking head rush straight away.
So when I get crossfaded like that, when I get drunk and also super high, do you ever get like the butter, like when you were a kid, you remember the butterfly feeling when you'd be on a swing or something and you went extra? Okay, I will sometimes when I get crossfaded, I will get that butterfly feeling so much that I have to like shake to get it out of me. Like I'll literally start twitching, and the people around me will be like, "Dude, are you okay?" And I'm like, "No, I'm good. I just gotta get it out."
Doing a little jig, like I literally last time I smoked, I hit it too fucking hard, so I didn't have those butterflies. I just went straight fucking like spazzed out, just horrible fucking feeling. Because the first lockdown we had, I went on Amazon. I brought myself like a tobacco pipe, an old man's pipe, and I just packed it full of weed, just straight in there.
Yeah,
I had 2 or 3 hits, and my back just went to the back door, and I just remember like slumping down, feeling this is not fucking good. But it was a bad mistake. But I just had too much on the head. Fucking awful stuff. I might start to get into it in slow doses. You know?
I was muted. I only smoke when I'm fucked up anyway. It tends to be after a gig and I'm at someone's house and there's a joint going round. So I'll just say yes to anything at that point. I'm like, fine, I'm already fucked up. Whatever it is, I'll take it.
And rightly so. Like, you don't want to be a bad guest, you know? The host is...
that's something that... So most people... Like, because, and especially I haven't traveled in a while. So most people, and the places that I do travel or that I have traveled to are people that are already familiar with me. So most people already know that I have a huge history. And so they don't offer me shit like that. They know that I'm a weed only kind of guy. But like, to be honest, like, I don't even know, like it's been so long since I've been offered something like that. I don't even know what I'd say anymore. Because like I never get offered. People will never want to give you shit for free. But you were talking about so this is another pipe I have. And this is a really big bowl. I love this bowl because it is super huge. We call this one Shirley. Because it is like a Sherlock Holmes kind of pipe. But I didn't want to call it. At first, I thought about calling it Sherlock, but I was like, dude, everybody who has a piece, like, there's so many people that have a piece like this
standard, right?
That would name it Sherlock. I'm like, it's so original. So I was like, ooh, what about Shirley? Don't call me Shirley. You know what I mean?
That's what I was
so we
thinking
called
of
it-
when
I
it's
like
straight
it,
to
yeah.
naked.
exactly. So yeah, we named it Shirley.
That's a fucking sweet one. Yeah, it's exactly similar to that one. It was just way too. I mean, for a man of my caliber, you know, it doesn't do it. Don't do it at home, kids. If it's your first time, have a couple of toots of a spliff, but do not just take fucking 3 big hits from a pipe. Fucking blow you out.
Well, and like, dude, weed, like Matt talks about this all the time. Weed is so different than it was back in the day, because like, and I'll say this because I grew up, I grew up in the Midwest, and I'll never forget when I moved to California, the difference between the weed we were getting in the Midwest and this is like in 2003. So in 2003, the weed we were getting in the Midwest was still pretty much Mexican brick weed and stuff like that, stuff comparable to that. There was not a lot of like bud. There wasn't, kind bud or any Kush kind of stuff, And so I get to California, and my girlfriend gets me. She doesn't smoke weed, but she gets weed from a friend, and dude, like I would all day long smoke from the same bowl. Like I literally would take 2 puffs of the stuff and put it down and be good for a couple of hours. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like a whole bowl would last
Yeah.
me all day. I wish that was still true. My tolerance is way up now.
Yeah, you do build up a tolerance for stuff. It's the same with like, I suppose like normal tobacco as well, and drinking. It's you do have that tolerance level, and just you gotta.
Yeah, I see people that smoke like Rachel Wilson and stuff on podcasts in LA. She'll smoke big fucking blunts, but like 15 of them in 3 hours. It would just be all, and it's pure weed. It's just over and chain smoke all day, and then go off and do gigs and be productive. I'd just be fucking white, laying on the floor.
Yeah,
sorry about that.
Joey Diaz does it too, and he just takes big fucking hits and just blows them out. And
I mean, that might depend though. Like, so if she's using something that's like, 15% T8, you know what I mean? Then like I could probably sit there and smoke some 15% shit like endlessly for 3 hours. You know what I mean? Like that would be nothing. But like you start getting like into 27% with like a 4 white count. You know what I mean? You're gonna be in the couch.
I've had a couple. I don't really smoke much. I've had a couple of times where I've taken like 1 or 2 hits of something. I don't know what the fuck it is, like in Denmark or wherever I've been. Take a couple of big hits, and then I'm just immediately inside my own soul for a few minutes.
it's weird.
Fuck, man.
Oh man.
Yeah, so I need to get into a little more. I think a little more weed, more weed in my life. Edibles as well, and just
edibles.
Get into
definitely going to give it a go. Like I said, my vape pens are going to come tomorrow, so I'm going to get some THC oil. I know some few people do THC oil, so I'm going to try it. Just have little bits, just little fucking.
I've had some nice experiences with vape pens, just through friends and stuff. Just being in a bar, just have a few hits here and there, just to get a little kick. My tolerance is super fucking low anyway, so I don't need too much at the moment.
I will say the edibles, especially the gummies, have been especially helpful with my back pain in the times that I've used it for that. Like when I was working at when I was working as a security guard, didn't know bullshit. Like I would take 2 gummies every 2 hours. I would just chew up a couple gummies because I was working in security. It's not like I could roam around smelling like weed. Like, but and that made it to where I could walk around all night long and it wouldn't really affect my back much because I have really bad sciatic issues and stuff like that. Like my hip is completely out of place.
As you would expect, if you take a bullet to the hip and the bollock, you're gonna get some discomfort down there. Surely, it's
dude. Well, and like, oh my god! So I got to tell you that you guys will appreciate knowing this. This would be TMI for any other podcast, but I can totally say this here. So I have a hard spot. I have like a little bit bigger than a BB. Like if you took like 2 or 3 BBs and put them together, about that size. I have that size of a hard spot, like somewhere between a BB and a pea size hard spot in my penis, because when I got shot and I went to the emergency room and everything, they had to fill my bladder with this special stuff to do the x-ray to make sure that my bladder wasn't leaking, and stuff like that. And so they gave me an emergency catheter. So they shoved this tube down my dick, and they damaged my dick a little bit. A couple of the cells got fractured or whatever when they put the tube in. And so there's like this little hard spot in my dick that never goes away. Like fucking motherfucker.
Yeah,
that's great.
Like,
can't really feel it when it's hard though. Like unless you like really squeeze it.
It doesn't stick out. It's just
no, it doesn't cause anything weird like that. But actually, I've been a broke dick motherfucker for a long time. I forgot about this. I could actually take my hard on and bend it because like and it'll bend about a third of the way up my shaft. My dick will actually bend. And that's because years ago, probably when I was like in my late teens or whatever, I was with this girl and she was on top. She was riding me, and she was really going. And I came like on her forward stroke. I came out just a little bit, but I caught on her pelvic bone, and she slammed back for her backstroke, and she just bent my and I mean it hurt so bad. So like I can't even tell. Like in the moment, like it's one of those like you know how when something hurts so bad, you feel and see and hear a starburst explode from your mind. It was that level of pain. Okay, like and I just, oh my god!
I didn't develop a superpower. I didn't get
So it's really weird. Like I have to say, honestly, I think it's kind of a benefit because, like, when you're in there
and it can get in there, like
the vagina will literally push it where, like, he's much more pliable. He's hard and pliable. It's the best of both worlds. It's crazy.
Phenomenal. Yeah, that's brilliant. You should
I should really be doing porn. I don't know why I haven't done porn yet.
Yeah, you want to patent your dick.
Bendy Dick Conway.
Bendy Dick Conway. Yeah, you should.
I could come out, or I could come out like I could come out in a Gumby costume, maybe.
Yeah, fucking right. Like, come out, dress up like the Gimp from Pulp Fiction, and just the way you go.
You know, if I did porn, I think I'd like to do like fur people porn.
Gay porn?
You know what I mean?
Huh?
Fur people porn. You know, like just dress up in costumes and then just have little hole patches so you can just and it's like bestiality but legal. You know what I mean?
Completely legal. There was a bestiality scene on like on The Shining, towards the end of the film, The Shining. There's a guy on the bed. He's dressed up in like a tuxedo, and there's a guy dressed up in a giant rabbit suit, and he's just giving him a blowjob.
I don't remember that part. I've seen The Shining a bunch.
Yeah. It's like quite near to the end of the film. It's weird as fuck. It's like Shelley Duvall's running around with the fucking baseball bat, and then she's looking for his son, and she just looks through the doorway. There's a guy lying down, and there's a guy dressed up in a big fucking
There's a lot of weird shit in those rooms.
Sucking his dick. It's just bizarre. But yeah, point being is you're onto something. You could definitely set up a franchise. We should do that. It would be absolutely great. I think, and for your fan base, maybe start with the homeless. You know, they need the money. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's been known most of my life that I don't have a lot of standards. I pretty much said yes to anyone that said they would. So I mean,
that's fine. It just means you're open to any race, color, creed. You'll do it.
Oh yeah, dude. I never discriminated. Like, my first wife is black. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I've had.
How could you deny your dick as like multitasking as it is to anyone? It'd be a shame. I think.
Thank you. See, that's what I try and tell my wife all the time, but she doesn't let me.
No, that's exactly what it is. Like I said, you should definitely put a patent on it and make a dildo and sell it for.
Oh my god! I didn't even think about that. Bendy Dick dildo.
Bendy Dick
great.
dildo.
Get it cast.
See, you guys are just full of $1 million ideas.
Get it casted, get it, legally yours, and then you win it.
You just need a house of semi-retired women with chicks and PCs and good internet, and you could fuck them on OnlyFans.
But what you're gonna find is it's gonna start off like a sex toy. Some doctors like, you know what? This would be great to use.
I could go to like a group home is what Carl. That's a great idea. Go to like a group home. Be like, I'm here for the bitches.
Strap yourself down. Yeah.
Oh my God, this is terrible. I'm so glad my wife's not listening to this right now.
I'm thinking of pimping. You get a house, you get one in each room. They webcam all day, do whatever. You take 40% because they get rent free, and then you fuck them all for OnlyFans as well.
Right,
just,
right.
Everything. Business.
I thought about doing a comic book. I had some friends who were really into art, and I tried talking them into doing I had a comic book idea about a one testicle superhero called the One Nut Wonder, who would go around, and it's like a porno comic, right? And he would go around saving damsels in distress, and then would fuck the shit out of them, all the while chasing an evil villain that still had his other nut. But like every time he gets close to the villain, he's foiled because the other nut is like his kryptonite, because being one nutted is what makes him super.
Yeah.
So like every time he gets near his testicle, he loses his power. You know what I mean?
That's all he needs. I like it's a good premise.
I'm telling you, this is a great idea. I just, I need an artist. I got a lot of ideas.
That's definitely,
write the script and have a meeting with Brett Brock and see what will charge. You'll probably charge you $50,000, but you can go and get him to do a comic book.
Sketching.
You do the script. One nut, one.
Dude, I tell you what, I bought a book. It's not script writing for dummies, but it's close. What is?
I said. Why do the women have to be retarded?
Well, how else are they going to want to have sex with me? We're talking about women that are going to want to have sex with me, so they got to be a little slow.
Enough. No. Enough that it's not a problem, right? But not too much that they're thinking too hard.
Yeah, we don't want to be like, we don't want no "I think so therefore I am" kind of women. We don't want none of that. We just want they'd be happy to be strapped to a gurney and fuck.
I mean, I can't remember the last time a smart girl wanted to be with me. I'm just saying. They got to be a little dumb.
Yeah, that's be great if your wife is listening right now.
Dude, it's a joke. I'm kidding.
Are you dummy?
Listen,
I say shit like that all the time in front of Katie. I always
see, that's what makes my marriage work, because like one of the things that's super awesome about my wife, I love my wife. My wife is my best friend for real, and I tell her that every day. And like one of the things that makes us work the way we do is that she knows that I don't mean that like because I say some outlandishly cruel shit. But I don't mean that shit. It's really oh my God, Kelly, come on now. You know what? Hey, have you ever seen a boyfriend application or a girlfriend application? I fucking seen one of these motherfucking things one time. Like I'm serious. There are bitches and dudes that send out like applications to date them, and there's like different. Dude, it's funny as that may sound. It's a real thing.
Oh, I fucking believe you. There has to be, right? Because there's advertisements for fucking everything. I'm not surprised there would be one for be my boyfriend. No, I'm just gonna say, I'm not surprised in the slightest that fucking thing exists.
A lot of dates are like a fucking job interview, so I'm not surprised there's like an official form now. Like, how much do you earn? Where do you work?
Yeah.
What you buy?
No, that's on there. Your income is on there. Like, do you want children? That kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like,
I wonder what the percentage.
But I mean, I guess that's not different than filling out the profile online, really.
It's just the same as.
I mean, when you think about it.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same principle. I wonder the percentage of these people complete these forms. How many of them are legit? How many actually say, I earn shit money. I got a crap job. I got 3 kids I never see. Or do they completely fucking talk shit? I earn $50,000 a year.
Oh, right. I'm sure people build themselves. I'm sure there's a mix of both. I'm sure there's people that are straight up, and then people that build themselves up to be something that they're not. You know what I mean? But I don't think there's anybody that's going to be building themselves down. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think anybody's out there putting their negative aspects out there. You know what I mean?
For sure, yeah.
Some might. There might be a couple
build,
Fruit Loops out there that do that.
If you build yourself up, you can just hire a car and hire a suit and a watch and just turn up for the first date and see if you can get it on the first night. Like, yeah, I'm a businessman. I'm rich. I've got a BMW and a brand new suit, and it's just all on hire. I'm sure there are people who do that shit. And
instead of paying for and you tell her you're going to cover the bill and you just dine and dash instead.
Yeah. Well, I think if the aim of the game is to obviously take her back somewhere and fuck her, you're probably obligated to pay for the food. But what you do then is you order room service, and you just don't pay the tab. And just get the fuck out of there. But yeah.
Who lets you do a tab anymore? You gotta, man. Yeah, you mean the rooms? I mean, you like pretty much anymore to get a room. You gotta have they make you put a credit card on. Even if your room is free, they're gonna make you put a credit card attached to the room for what they call incidentals.
Yeah, they've got your fucking details, no problem. Yeah, porn. Yeah, you can watch porn in hotels, but they charge.
But I got away with it in Brazil though. I must have smashed up 20 minibars and I didn't get charged a fucking penny. The only time I got charged was when I went to reception to check out. The rest of them I just walked out with the key. And,
just left.
They haven't tracked me down yet. I can say that, but they had my card and stuff. They haven't even tried to charge me. I think a lot of places just, especially if you're eating food and stuff in the minibar, they're like, do you know what? We charge so fucking much from it. If we get like 5 runners a week, we won't bother. If it gets too high, they'll start chasing them.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know. Like, so some of the security I did was at a hotel, and this one front desk girl, she was like the Gestapo about those fees and shit.
Oh yeah, like, you'll get a couple of people, a couple of hotels that will really go after you, for sure.
It's always a Nazi who wants to do their job well. That's the problem.
I nearly missed the bus in Brazil over a bottle of water, and it was fucking no money, and I had no cash, and I had to take I was just on a card. I was screaming and sweating. It was just one bottle of water. I was like, "Come on, dude, I'll be coming back." I spent a lot of money. It was just, I've had a few of it, but I didn't do it on purpose. But it became a funny thing to do after. Then I did do it on purpose when I found it.
Yeah.
It's interesting that you mentioned like over a bottle of water or whatever. So I worked at a hotel as a security guard, and the hotel that I worked at had like a little snack shop or whatever, but you had to like take those things up to the front desk to pay for them. And the security guard, I worked there 2 different times. So right before I came back the second time, the person that was working like broke a dude's arm because he took a soda from the thing and was just gonna walk out with it, and he was like not letting him walk out. He was trying to stop him, and the dude wouldn't stop, and he broke the dude's arm for stealing a soda. Like the security, like everybody was super pissed, and they made sure to like say to me to like not. And I'm like, well, I've worked here before. You guys know that I'm pretty good at what I do here. They were actually really happy with. They probably wouldn't have been. This is the thing that upsets me about that whole situation. So I worked for this for a security company that was subcontracted by the hotel. Now my boss knew my history and knew my character, and that's why he hired me. You know what I mean? But he knew that I had a past or whatever, but he knew that I've stepped away from that, and he wasn't worried about that shit. But what bugs me is like, I remember the general manager of the hotel emailing my boss singing high praises about me, right? And like my boss forwarded it to me, and it was really cool. But the thing that like stuck out in my mind about it is like, yeah, you say all these things, but if that woman knew that I was a 2-time felon, I wouldn't have a fucking job. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the kind of shit that I don't understand in society anymore. Even though I was there and I was already proving that I was a good employee. Like, if they'd have found out that I was a 2-time felon, they wouldn't have wanted me working.
Yeah, I don't agree with it at all. I think you need to. What's prison for? Is it punishment or rehabilitation? Right? It's to rehabilitate. For the most part, you get fucking weirdos. But if it's someone that's been in for a little while, you come out. They need to have a life. They need to work. As long as they're not a problem, you're not there stealing. You're not there being a problem or killing or raping. Give people a chance.
I mean, none of the fun stuff.
let's be honest, my difficult past is part of what enables me to be such a, like, I was a top-notch security guard, bro. But it's because I used to be on the other end and I know exactly what to look out for. I know when somebody's acting shifty and I need to watch them or follow them or see what's up.
Yeah.
Like I recognize that shit in a second. You know what I mean?
I know what you're saying. I don't know if you've got it in the States, but there's it is on topic. There's a TV program where it's about home security, and they have this guy, and he used to be a criminal, he used to be a thief, and his job is to go around and say,
To Catch a Thief, I think, is the name of the show. It's like on Discovery.
It's one in the UK.
Yeah, it's a really good show. I love that show.
Brilliant, man. And people will pay money to have all these systems installed, and he'll go in, he'll say, I can break into that fucking house. How? I got a camera there. The camera is not doing shit, but it needs to be there. You could come in the back, and it was just so fucked. The thought process of who's done the job is great to implement in certain positions. Like you've done what you've done. You obviously was a good security guard because of your fucking background. It's you using the knowledge you had to fucking do your job properly and efficiently as well. So why not give someone like yourself with a criminal past a job to do something which is tracking?
I honestly, if I have a business and if I ever had a bar or something like that, I'd hire people. Not everyone, obviously, but I'd give someone a chance if they weren't a problem. And I thought, give them a fucking chance, see what's what. You can get rid of them if they're not good, but I'd definitely give people a chance that have been inside. Yeah.
I will say the security at bars does tend to be from a rougher stock. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
from what I've noticed, from what I've noticed about securities at clubs and bars, those guys usually aren't law enforcement. A couple of them might be, but those guys are usually former gangbangers or still gangbangers. You know what I mean? Or bikers. Oh my God! Like I've seen a lot of bikers be security at bars, like especially in the Midwest. You know what I mean? Like
bikers who don't give a fuck.
Well, and like it's about being able to respond to situations. Like that was another thing at the hotel. Like we had a bar at the hotel, and there was a scuffle one day, and like it happened very quickly. Like usually, if I wasn't doing one of my rounds, I usually stayed right near the edge of the front desk, which was closer to the bar. And so I heard this commotion quickly, and I was over there before 3 punches were thrown. I was like, and I literally stepped in the middle of these guys that were throwing punches. I stepped right in the middle of them. There was the guy that I knew that was the clear aggressor of the situation. I immediately shoved him away from the other guy, and I started shoving him towards the lobby doors, and I was like, out of here. And like there was no question about it in my fucking voice. Like it was like, and like when I shoved him, it was for a couple different reasons. I wanted to create separation between him and the gentleman he was entangled with, but I also wanted to create separation between him and me. You know what I mean? And so I gave him a good solid shove that put him back 3 or 4 feet. Yeah. Which in and of itself, like, just will throw a guy off. You know what I mean? And then I stepped towards him and I gave him one more lighter shove, and I said, outside. And I pointed, like giving him space so that he knows, like, look, dude, I'm not trying to engage you. I'm trying to stop what's happening. You know what I mean? And like some security guards have a completely different mindset. Some security guards will come in and want to kick the shit out of both these guys, but that's not the job. The job is to quell the situation.
Yeah, you don't want that as a business. You don't use security. It's not the 80s anyway. You're not kicking someone's head in out the back.
Fucking roadhouse.
Just deal with it.
To be a proper security guard, you have to have the right mindset. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't be a loose cannon because you can just turn your fucking anger onto anyone just for someone giving the fucking pinball machine a tap because the ball fucking went down. You know, it's you don't need that. It's I used to work in a bar where I'm from, and it was every Saturday there was always the same 2 bouncers, and there was this one guy who was great. His name was Ivan. He was Norwegian, and he's a little bit bigger than me, but he was quite a chunky guy. big, huge fucking beard, grey brushback hair, and no one would fuck with him because he had this deep voice, this presence about him was, talk to me, I'll get on with you fine, but you fuck with me and you're fucking gone. And he was great. And the amount of times he would come over, check in the bar staff, see if he was okay, if we had any personal problems. Brilliant. Always felt comfortable around him. He was a good fucking dude.
That's something my wife says about me because there's been times where I've gotten angry and barked a little bit and okay. Sorry, my wife was getting my attention. There's been times where I've gotten angry and barked a little bit, and like even without me getting physical, there's been people that are like they'll say to my wife like, how are you not scared of him? And she'll say like he would never hurt me. Like even though I hold that in me, like I don't think it would ever come out of me unless it was a situation that absolutely it was needed in some way, you know what I mean? And like, the people I loved are in danger or something like that, you know what I mean?
Dinner's not ready, you haven't got the weed in time, legitimate reasons.
Yeah, good fucking reasons. Yeah, no, I completely with you. I understand where you're coming from. Yeah, sure. Definitely.
Yeah, you got I think it's good to have it. It's good to have the ability if you need to, right?
Yeah.
Or the desire rather than the ability.
It's funny that Craig mentions that there are muffled screams coming from the suitcase. Let William know. Another thing, Swayze was the best ever. Who do you listen? When Ron White was talking about people that watch Roadhouse and jerk off, he was talking about me. That was I was one of those guys. But to be fair, there are titties in Roadhouse. That's the part I'm jerking off.
There are titties in it.
I mean, yeah. So I just want to be clear. It's not Patrick Swayze's butt scene. It's when the boobs are out. That's when I'm masturbating.
It's when the hot doctors fucking got their tits out. Yeah.
Yeah. In prison, you guys will be interested to know this. In prison, I developed a masturbation game. Because you get creative in prison. You got a lot of time, to figure a lot of different things out. And so one of the things that I would do is I would try and I'd be watching like music videos in the morning, and I would see if I could. You can't start before the music video. Like you have to you have to go start to finish. Can I finish before this music video is over? You know what I mean? And it's really hard. It's really hard because most music videos are like 3 or 4 minutes. Yeah. I'm getting such a disapproving look from my wife right now.
No, you tell her.
I love you so much.
Conway, you tell her you were in training. You were in training for her.
No, she knows I'm a handful. Like this woman, like she's probably on the verge of getting me a pocket pussy, so I just leave her alone for a while. Like just give me 10 minutes. Like,
God damn it, woman! Brilliant. We love our women. My quite often Carl's always that we'd be mid conversation and the wife will walk in, the kids will walk in, and Carl just like, what the fuck? This is not a fucking conference call.
Right, but
they've got no respect. They got no respect for it.
Oh,
it's not your. Yours is great. Yours is great. Jamie's family fucking suck.
Yeah.
They're always in
okay.
Savages.
Hey, I wanted to show you this. This is our official
Lord William Edward Thomas Conway and Lady
that's
Danica
my full name.
Bliss Conway.
Yeah, her middle name is Bliss.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah. It's official. Look at that. It even sounds official. Can you hear that?
That's proper official. I can smell it too. It's got
cardboard.
But it does say I don't know if it's on this one or the other one, but it says that you cannot do anything with the land or any like you're not allowed to develop it or put anything on it or
can't do fuck.
That's how they get away with selling you something that is never yours and tell you it's yours, but you can't
exactly. But the whole reason I did it is because we love karaoke, and we go out to karaoke quite a bit. And I always sing "Lady" to her by Kenny Rogers. That's like my song that I sing to her, you know. And so when we got married, I made her an official lady. Like that was my present to her.
Nice.
And it was kind of a bad move because like it was very sentimental and it meant the world to her. And now she's going to expect that kind of shit all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Every
Like my
you're gonna have to buy a star next week.
Like I upped the ante on my I upped the ante on my gift giving like a total idiot.
You started on top. I believe him. I'm with Conway. I completely agree. Yeah. Was she shaking her head? She's like, yeah. Aim for the stars.
Listen. I would totally buy a Buick Riviera just for the opening headlights. Those things were cool.
Right. Yeah. Do you know you can buy stars now as well? You can buy someone a star.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You've always been able to buy like a piece of the moon or something like that as well, right?
Right. Yeah. For quite a while they've been doing that. Yeah. But I think it's kind of cute. You know what I mean? It's not. It'd be weird if like we did it like in a way of like if I made everybody call me Lord now or whatever. I have thought about starting a podcast. Me and my wife have been talking about starting our own podcast, and I do.
Lord and Lady.
If we do that, I think I will call it a Lord and His Lady. You know what I mean?
Perfect.
I just found out from the boss at our rodeo grounds here. They're gonna let us do a Renaissance festival. We're gonna figure out like probably next year we're gonna organize a Renaissance festival on the rodeo grounds during because during the off season, we have the opportunity to use this space to do other stuff, And I've seen a lot of this full armor combat fighting, and I really dig that. And so I've seen that they use like cattle pins and stuff like that. And so I was like, dude, we got cattle pins all over out here, So I asked her yesterday. I asked her about doing a Renaissance festival. So if we do that, I will probably make it to where like it's the Lord and Lady Conway festival or something. Yeah. You know what I mean? And make us like the king and queen of the event or something.
Yeah, you should.
Fire a galaxy.
Awesome. $49.95.
Do you mean like a Galaxy phone, or what is he talking about?
A galaxy.
As in a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. I love the Renaissance fucking festival idea. I think that'd be awesome. A great fucking time.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of fun.
Party. Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be absolute fucking swell. But I'm the same. I love the when you go to these like places and they have like people clad with armor and they just fucking sword fighting. I love it. I think it's bro.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in person yet.
Oh,
yeah, I'd go and watch some of that in person if I'm anywhere that does it.
I haven't seen anything hardcore, but where I is a huge. I think where I live is like the second biggest castle in Europe, and every year they have festivals all year round, but they have people dressed up, sword fighting and shit. It's cool to watch. It's pretty cool.
I told my wife like I was like, let me get a couple $1,000 disposable dollars and a suit of armor. You might see me doing that shit in a heartbeat. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because that speaks to. Listen, I'm gonna break it down for you. Okay, my name William Conway literally stands for determined guardian, dangerous in battle. That is what it translates to.
Very noble. Yeah.
Right. You know what I mean? Like if you don't think I want to put on a suit of armor and see if I can wreak some havoc, you better think again, because I would love to do that shit.
Yeah, but I could just imagine you being like, do you know the TV program, The Boys, the superhero program, The Boys? There's a character in there called Black Noir, and he never takes his mask off. That would be you. Just sit down in your armor, just sat down.
Yeah.
Constantly fucking wearing it. And this Black Noir
an old housemate of mine used to be into sword fighting. So he'd go and train in a gym with like a big plastic sword, and they'll have pads and masks everywhere. They used to train all that. And I think he would compete sometimes, but they'd be in that gear. But yeah, that kind of thing is always. It seems like it would be fun, like to get a big fucking sword and just start learning how to use it properly.
I'd be down for sure.
You wouldn't be able to fight that because the reality is, back in the day where you was wearing all the armor and stuff, you couldn't fight for as long as they make out in films because it's so heavy, it's so restrictive. You've got like a few swings and a few blows in you, and you gotta relax.
So I follow this dude on Facebook called Grant the Knight, and he posts videos all the time of competitions and stuff because he competes in these full armor battles quite often. And from what it looks like they'll set up a battle. It might be a one-on-one thing, or it might be, you know, a few against a few. And it seems like you're done as soon as you're taken to the ground. If you're taken to the ground, then you're done. Like, that's the point or whatever. Like, if it's a multi-person thing, then that person like will go off to the edge of the battlefield or whatever. Yeah, this looks. Yeah. So this stuff is. Dude, watch this stuff. This, I love this stuff.
Fucking
this stuff is,
give him a kick.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about, bro.
Fucker.
I'm telling you, you get me in a suit of armor, I will do this shit for sure. Like,
definitely.
Like, yeah, and then that's it. Like, as soon as he tosses him, like, that's the fight.
Game over. Yeah.
It's one of those. It's one of those things though, like playing with guns as a cowboy or like medieval shit. It's primal. It's wired into you. You want to do it. When you see Game of Thrones and stuff, you're like, yes, jousting.
Yeah. And I don't care what kind of nerd that makes me. I'll gladly be that nerd. I don't care.
I think that's awesome. Someone's got to do it.
I don't nerdish about that at all. That's fucking badass, man. It is pretty.
Yeah, dude. Like, that's dope as fuck. What are you talking about? You know, like,
it's better than Civil War laughing, isn't it?
Yeah, Civil War. Yeah,
dude.
Pussies. But yeah, go back to the old fucking days, man. Chivalry.
Drink some mead.
Mead drinkers. Yeah. You got some mead. Yeah.
You got some mead. Can I have some mead? Can
I just want to see some ale girls, you know, like just pushed up.
Mate,
yeah, we have
phenomenal.
Yeah, we got Oktoberfest in Germany, but they do it over in England too. They have an Oktoberfest, different towns, and they wear the traditional kit, basically tits and hair and big ginger beer.
So it's what everyone needs to see.
You know, there's people that probably think that we're misogynistic for liking that shit, but I don't care. That's attractive. It's still attractive. You know what I mean? Like if that stuff doesn't get your juices flowing, then you check your fucking pulse. You know what I mean?
That's what it's for. They know what it's
for.
That's the idea. It's like Hooters, right? Hooters was designed to be a sexy establishment. It's as simple as fucking that. Like, it's.
Listen, this is one of the things. This is one of the things about women that has really, like, I don't understand this. Okay, yes. There are women out there that do not like being talked crude to, that want to be spoken to with like this decency and respect. But let me tell you something else. There's some women out there that like they enjoy attention from men, and they like it when and if you say those women don't exist, then you are being naive to the reality of the world we fucking live in. Because there are some highly sexual women that love being, and I'm not saying like there certainly there are lines, and no matter who the person is or what their thing is, like if they express that you've crossed that line or that there is a line, respect those lines.
For sure.
But not everybody has the same lines of decency. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like if you're a builder and you whistle at a woman, if she says, "Love, I don't appreciate that," and the guy says, "I apologize," move on with your fucking day. But if someone keeps on, it's crazy. It's
exactly. So and that's what I don't get is it they act like there's still no place for that. Well, I'm sorry, there fucking is, because there's plenty of women that want to go to the Renaissance Festival and let their tits hang out. Like when I went to Sturgis, do you know how many tits I saw in Sturgis? an
How many?
innumerable
I
amount.
don't know. How many?
Innumerable, bro. I got pictures for days. I can fucking send you, like for sure. I went to the wet t-shirt contest that they had at one of the bars every day. So I got loads, but I'm not like even not just like I didn't walk around the streets taking pictures because to me that's rude. But like walking around the streets of Sturgis, like there's so many women that got like maybe got tape on their nipples or a little bit of paint on their tits, but just tits everywhere, every fucking where. You know what I mean? Like these prude fucking women want to act like there's no women out there that want to be sexualized. Well, fuck you. I beg to fucking differ. You know what I mean?
I think one of the worst things is when women try and get people like they try and get them fired. Like here we had like a shitty newspaper, a paper right on page 3 you would have a woman with her tits out. It's just tradition. Feminism and pro got that done. So now those women no longer have a job modeling in that paper. They also went after I think darts or someone to try that women come out with it in bikinis at the beginning of darts of all sports, but there's a process to try and get that stopped. Ring girls around boxing and stuff. They're like, oh, this is it's not fair. Crazy. But if you get rid of them, then those women don't have a job. They want to be.
It's models. Like the women on cars, on like Formula One. The women who fucking got they dress in hot pants on, they got their titties out, and they're leaning on the cars, and it's like, well, but they decided to take that job. It's up to them. It's not for anyone else to say that person's wrong for doing it. Women in large groups are fucking horrendous. I mean, when they go on these hen fucking parties. They are fucking bad fucking people.
They're the worst.
You know what I mean? Women in groups are fucking insane.
They should be kept to a maximum of 3. 3
they
maximum.
Are fucking... True story. Years ago, my mother, when I was a kid, right, she went out on the piss with her friends. They went to the local Chinese and they basically stripped the local vicar. Started taking his dog tag off him and shit. So
sexual assault.
A sexual assault. That's exactly fucking right.
To a man of God.
You imagine a group of men doing that to a female vicar. It would have been in fucking arms. It would have been insane.
Right.
Mental.
Yeah. Dude, okay, no bullshit. When I was in Sturgis in 2020, I got groped on the street while I was on a phone call, and I got groped on the street by a chick. She just reached over and grabbed my dick. Like, and like I didn't do anything about it or whatever, but like if a dude were to just reach across and grab a woman's vagina, dude, like I'd have been in jail in a second.
I've had it a couple of times. I was in
I know exactly.
I was in a spandex gingerbread man outfit in a club for a party, and I was getting groped every time I went to the bar. There were hands everywhere. I was like, I felt uncomfortable, so I knew for about an hour what it was like to be a hot girl in the club. Like back then, now there's none of that. Well, there's way less of that now, but it used to be the norm. Just that people would get grabbed.
If you watch those videos on Grant the Knight, in some of those videos, he's like he's probably at like a Comic-Con or whatever, some sort of convention. And I've noticed banners hanging from the ceiling that say cosplay is not consent. And then there's a bunch
I've seen that too.
There's a bunch of stuff that it says under that it was too small for me to read. But I'm sure, pretty much, and I'm sure that has been an issue at plenty of like comic book conventions where, especially women, if they dress up as certain characters, dudes just go up and grope on them. And listen, that's bullshit. Like I would never just go up and grope a person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
like that's
that a lot of people that go to Comic-Con are fucking not quite incels, but they're kind of probably not getting out much.
Yeah, I mean, and that's
they get into a room, someone's dressed as Batgirl. Yeah. They're like
right. But I don't know.
It's not good.
No, it's not good. It's dude.
It's fucking shit.
Stretching.
Yeah, not about it. Like, women obviously have had a relatively fucking tough time from men, but obviously it's got to a point now where, like you said, a group of women are dictating to to the entire female fucking species that you should be more like us. We want to cancel all this shit. And you girls who work in Hooters, you want to be ashamed of yourselves, put on a suit, look like Gillian Anderson from fucking The X-Files and go and work in an office. That's what they want. It's fucking weird. Fucking idiots. Crazy.
Yeah, I'm not getting that clipped and put on fucking Instagram.
Yeah,
but it's wild though. People should be allowed to do what they want, and if you want to be a healer or whatever, then it's up to you.
Yeah,
right.
As long as everyone's safe, no one's attacking anyone.
Right. I mean, the thing that I've noticed more than anything else is that it's mostly it's people being offended for other people. It's generally not even what should be offended parties that are offended, and that's the thing that's most.
That's for almost anything. Yeah, that's for almost anything online for sure. This is like, you. This is racist, and it's like some white guy. What do you mean?
Right.
Yeah.
But and I mean, and to me, what's really stupid is like it's all the way around. If you don't think it's an all the way around problem, and yes, sluts do make the world go around, Kelly. I agree with you. You know, like this is one of the things that okay, hang on. I'm going to switch gears here for a second. When I was growing up, this is something that my friends always said to me that was a mystery to me. Like I'd be like, "Oh man, who's that girl over there?" And they'd be like, "Oh, that's Tiffany. You don't want anything to do with her. She's a hoe." And I'd be like, "No, that's exactly who I want to fucking talk to if she's a hoe." Like that sounds like I don't have to try very hard. You know what I mean? Like I might. Like,
she's my girl. Yeah.
Like I've never slut shamed in my life. You wanna know why? Because I love them. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Like they're my fucking favorites. Like what the fuck? Like that's the thing. That's what I don't get is like, and people and I've been accused of being a chauvinist or somebody who doesn't like women very much. And it's like I beg to differ. You know what I mean? And like I said, here's the thing. I'm 41 now. Like the way I was when I was in my late teens and 20s is not acceptable. You know what I mean? Like there were things about my growing up that I definitely understand the lines of decency, but at the same time, like you can't say what's decent for you is what's decent for everybody. When like trying to be the moral compass for people is just never going to work. You know what I mean? Because it's subjective. It's totally subjective. You know? I don't know.
Agree.
I don't know what happened there.
I know exactly what
I think I hit this too many times.
Yeah, but it makes sense. It makes sense.
Enjoy yourself, man. It's Thursday. That's what it's for. Yeah. Thursday fucking lunchtime for you or whatever it is over there, mid-afternoon.
Well, I got up early and did my work so that I could be on the show. I had to poop to scoot before we got on here, you know.
Nice.
I haven't moved. I've been here for 4 hours because I went on Mind Dog to calm him down or stop him dying.
Stop him
and then did a
stroke.
last rites for 30 minutes and then came straight on here, so I haven't fucking stopped.
Okay, I missed the beginning of the show because I came in like 40 minutes in or whatever because I was out working, and so I missed the very beginning. I don't know exactly what's going on. I guess
it went from 0 to 60 like that, didn't it? Quicker than a fucking Porsche.
So he's got a really, really, really. Without going too much into it, because it's his business at the moment, he's got a really, really, really good business opportunity that changed his life, gives him everything that he wants, and be able to help other people. But there's one person that's given him this opportunity that sent him a flat Earth video, and he's getting super mad about it. He's saying there's no way he could work with someone that believes in flat Earth, and it's like, dude, you're getting everything. You're getting a production studio. You can do your show from there. You're
beautiful,
getting money.
Beautiful, hearty, with the sounds of it.
No, you can't.
Right.
Everything's fine, but everything's brilliant and maybe beneficial to maybe all of us. And but this motherfucker sent me a video. This fucking piece of shit.
That
started going,
motherfucker.
Then he started going mad about the only way you can make it is by being a racist, and that's when he was having to go at you guys. He's fucking...
No one's listening to me.
Vein was coming out of his neck.
I think there was miscommunication on that because I don't think we were talking about I didn't feel like we were talking about censorship at all.
Everything that he saw set him off more and more. He was ramping up more and more. So that's why I jumped in and was like,
listening to me? Are you talking to yourself right now? Whoa, motherfucker. I love him. He's brilliant.
I do love him. I love him to death. I think he's great.
He's great, but I love it more so when he goes off. He flies off the handle because there's no calming him down. It's just like you'd have a bit of weed, me and Carl would have a drink, but he's just fucking.
All came from him getting a really, really fucking amazing opportunity. And
this is my okay. Let me ask this question. Did the guy, because I've had, and I mentioned this in the comments, and I don't know if you saw it. I don't think he did because it was right towards the end of the show. Did the guy send him the video in a serious manner even? Does he even know that? Because he may be assuming, because I've sent videos to people of some ridiculous kind of stuff just because I thought they would find it laughable.
I think he thinks he is serious. I don't know. I think it was something like, check out this video. And that was it.
Yeah. Right.
I've sent flat Earth videos to people before. I've sent people flat Earth videos.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I would send somebody a flat Earth video if I thought it was funny. And here, check this out. This is stupid as hell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Don't know the context.
But even so, right? Even if this guy's really into it and he wants him to believe, so fucking what? Take the opportunity, go in, don't commit to anything.
Well, and here's
if it comes
the thing.
up,
it's not
if it comes up, just say that isn't for me, dude. Don't send me that bullshit. Right. We'll work together. That's not for me.
Because here's the thing, no flat earther is not used to people being objectionable to their point of view. You know what I mean? Believe me, he knows that people find him to be ridiculous. Period. If you're a flat earther, listen. If you're a flat earther, I need to hear the truth. All right. Well, listen. If you're a flat earther, you need to know
I missed the exact
that most people in this crazy world that we live in think you're wrong. Okay, I just want you to know that if you're a flat earther, there's 99.9% of the world that disagrees with you. I just want you to know that. And I'm sorry, that's the way it is. Well, I mean, I don't know how to figure. I don't know how to figure that, but
I would just say it's crazy. But what you just said is them is the fact, children. That's it.
I mean, it's just the way it is.
So I just go in and just say, look, that isn't for me. That isn't for me. Don't send me that shit. I'm not into it. Now let's talk about business.
Yeah. And then we'll clip this out. And just what Conway just said, you can just play that to him and say, this is what the world thinks of you. There we go.
I'm just being honest. Just being honest.
It's the fucking truth. It's just it's just absolutely fucking. But it's when they say things like, no one's. I remember Steve-O was on Steve-O from Jackass. He was on Rogan's podcast, wasn't he? He's actually been up there. He's fucking seen it. He's seen the curvature. It was a very small clip of Steve-O just saying.
I watched it. I watched it when that dude free fell from the stratosphere or whatever. I was in prison. I was in prison and watched that whole fucking thing. That was amazing.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. You can see you can just about see it. Right?
Yeah, you can totally see the arch in that. Yeah,
you can see it when you're on a plane.
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I guess I didn't know. I probably haven't noticed too much.
You can see it when you're on a fucking. If you're on a beach,
times.
You see the sea. You just see a boat, just
There's no point in even getting into. There's no point in even getting evidence for it not being flat. It's just don't be ridiculous.
Right? Yeah.
Don't say that shit.
It's not. To me, it's not even questionable. You know what I mean?
Did you hear about the guy who died trying to fucking make a rocket? He died, blew himself up. Hilarious.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Douche. Tried to make a rocket.
Did you know? Did you know that when what was it? Challenger that blew up, right?
Yeah. Challenger was the big one. Yeah.
Yeah. The teacher that was on that. Did you know that her eyes were blue? Yeah. Yeah, one blew that way, the other blew that way.
Oh, yeah, someone's going.
I was, yeah, I like.
I remember, dude. I remember hearing that joke when I was a kid. It was like, I'm sure I didn't even tell it right, but
Classic.
I don't.
I love it though.
Yeah.
Do you know Anthony Jeselnik had a great joke about it, right? Anthony Jeselnik said, "I had an uncle who was that he wanted to be an astronaut, but instead he became one of those pussies on the space shuttle Challenger." Brilliant.
Yeah, no, that's great. That is good. I love Anthony Jeselnik. He's hilarious.
He's incredible. He's incredible. Yeah. But even he has come out lately and said a few things, right? Like, shouldn't really say this, or it's. I don't think.
I think he got mixed up in some stuff that he didn't. The thing with Legion of Skanks and stuff, he didn't read the article. He just put it out.
Right.
And it was like these comedians are Nazis and stuff, and then I think he spoke about it a bit before. He's like, "Yeah, I didn't read the article. I didn't. I don't think that." He got. But no, he's had TV shows and stuff. So when you've got one foot in Hollywood and stuff, it is more difficult, I think. But yeah, I don't think he's changed his humor.
No, I don't think his humor's changed, but he is phenomenal. What a comedian though.
Yeah.
I look forward to being the precious commodity of refreshing honesty. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, because I'm just one of the and I have to say that, like, my family probably wishes that I wouldn't, but I'm one of those people that, like, it's pretty difficult for me not to speak my mind about something. Like, if I think somebody's saying something that's completely stupid, I'm likely to say something. You know what I mean? And I think my family wishes that I wasn't so confrontational about those things, especially like if we're in the store or whatever, because I don't know, like, but I just feel like if we don't say what's real, you know what I mean? If we don't talk about, because, like, when God, all this PC stuff, all this political jargon, it's exactly that. It's political jargon, and it doesn't apply to me because I don't follow your fucking politics. You know what I mean? Like, I don't step in line and march to the beat of the fucking drum. I've broken loose of the fucking matrix, and I'm fucking sorry that it offends you, but I'm gonna say the truth of what I see and the realness of what I see.
Yeah.
And like, and I'm gonna point out the fucking ironies too. You know what I mean? Like me and my wife, had heated debates about that swimmer who changed sexes to win medals, basically, is what happened.
You know
what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I said, listen, they did this shit to themselves. You can't, on one hand, say we have to accept everybody for who they identify as and as they are, and blah, 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 and then get mad when said person's like, okay, well, guess what? I identify as a fucking winner. So I'm going to fucking say that I'm a woman, and I'm going to go compete with women so I can fucking win. You know what I mean? That's what, I mean, let's be honest. That's what that douchebag identified as. He doesn't identify as a fucking woman. He identifies as somebody who wanted to do better. Right? And the only way that he saw that he could do better is he went and competed against women. You know what I mean? It was some bullshit. But here's the thing. You can't have this without that. You see what I'm saying? You can't say, oh, we accept everyone, but and their identity, how they identify is how they are. That's how it is. Yeah. And then say, well, but this person's wrong because they're identifying in a wrong way or whatever. That's completely stupid. It's the dumbest shit ever.
There was a similar argument because I know there was it was a bit of a stink about this in the UK. It was a feminist group, and they had a bit of an issue with would have been trans women, because trans women were coming in and basically saying, right, I'm a woman now, so we're going to do this. And they said, no, we've been fighting for changes in these policies for years. And now you're coming along, you're just saying that we're going to do something different because you're trans. They said, no, we're going to do what we've been doing for the last few years. Set up your own movement if you want to. I'm not saying you're not a woman. I'm just saying you can't come in and implement more changes. We are pushing for these changes. That's it. But It just took the focus off the whole agenda.
Right.
But yeah, people identify as whatever the fuck they want to identify as, which is fine. Do what the fuck you want to do. But when you're in a position of like a man like now wants to transition to be a woman so they can fight a woman in the UFC or whatever the fuck it is.
Right.
Just,
yeah.
It's crazy.
And to me, I don't see why biologics don't come in like it's scientifically proven that the muscle structures are different and everything. You know what I mean?
It's a complete different animal. I mean,
yeah,
we are
so,
both human. Men and women are human, but the mechanics behind our body are different fucking things.
So to me, the flat out sensible fucking answer is that's not okay. You know what I mean? Like that shouldn't be happening. You know what I mean? And here's the thing. It's got nothing to do with how a person may identify or whatever. Like, okay, you identify this way, but you can't compete. You know what I mean? Like there's because I do agree, it's because it's fucking wrong. It's just wrong. Did you need something, babe? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. No? Okay, fabulous. She was just looking at me for a long time. What it is, I know what it is. She goes out there for a while and she misses me. And so she comes back in and she has to just look at me for an extended period of time to just get, like, oh, there he is. There's that beautiful husband of mine. There's that man I love so much.
She's probably wearing something very nice as well.
The look, hang on. No, come here with that look. Come here with that.
Come on, baby.
So the idea that I just proposed gave her. What was that look again? Give me that look. Like, no, that wasn't the look. It was worse than that.
Come on, you had puppy dog.
It was worse than that. The look was worse than that. It was like, oh please.
Yeah. I know that look. No. Oh, come on, Conway. Come on.
Yeah, that woman puts up with so much crap. Like sainthood. Like, let's get her listed for sainthood. Let's get that going.
That's what I think. Yeah, it's sainthood level stuff when you have a woman that puts up with anyone like us. Really.
Thank you.
Yeah, because I'm really intolerable if you ask most people.
I'm the same because Carl knows the relationship that me and Keely got. She's not my wife, but been with her for 20 years. And we've got a relationship whereby she comes in and I'll just say, shut the fuck up, sit down. I'm joking. And she'll just say, fuck you. Carl will say something and she'll go, fuck up, cunt. It's just like the relationship, Carl's got a good bit of banter with mine. We just roast off each other. It's fun. She's sat in on the podcast. Thank you very much. That's my daughter, by the way, not my wife.
Oh, no.
So we've got a good thing going, and Keely's met Carl. Carl's met Keely a few times. It's we all have a good roast, don't we?
So Carl. You're coming to the States. Are you just going to New York, or are you going to other places? He's in his own world.
Apparently. In New York and Austin.
Austin, Texas. All right, yeah, that's fine.
Have I come back yet?
You're here.
Yeah. Back?
Yeah.
All right, there we go. Yeah, I think everything phased out on this end for a while. So yeah.
Yeah, it did.
Well, this time I'm coming to New York and I'm going to Austin, and then maybe one other place, but I don't know. I shouldn't be going at all because I've got other shit to do. But maybe I haven't. Maybe I've got no responsibilities. Who cares?
Well,
but then I'll be back as well. So next time I come, I'm going to go to different places, and we'll go.
Right.
But yeah, this time New York and Austin. But I'm still trying to sort out everything right now. But
Austin, I hear quite a bit about the Austin comedy scene. So
yeah, it's building.
I've already looked into it. There's tons of walk-up mics. I think there's a massive delay now. I think it's my internet.
You are pixelated to fuck.
Okay, let me stick this in there. Let me stick this in the banner here.
Do it. I'm looking forward to Rogan opening up his comedy club because I think that's going to be it's going to be some things going down there as well.
Oh, okay. Where's he opening up? Is that in Austin?
Yeah, Rogan's
downtown
opening up his
Austin.
comedy downtown Austin. Yeah. I don't know when because it's been in the pipeline for some time, but obviously COVID was an issue, and I think
January is the latest estimate.
I definitely want to hit that up. That would be dope as shit, dude.
It'd be brilliant.
Well, there's a lot of good venues there.
Yeah, because my understanding is with Rogan, he purchased. I was just gonna say he purchased the building, didn't he? I think he had this intent of just doing whatever. But I think when he purchased the building, I think when he got in there, he was like, "No, I want to fucking completely like get it refurb." That's my understanding. Anyway.
He bought a building, and then it took months to get permits and stuff. But then it had environmental issues, like a lot of them, and it would have cost him over $1 million to do something, and it was a waste of time. So he built a club from scratch, basically.
Right. That's what he fucking did. Yeah, of course.
Oh my god.
Louis C.K. was over there 2 weeks ago, and he gave him some more tips just as it's finishing. He goes, "No, you should lower this stage and do that." So he's made changes based on Louis' suggestions.
Nice.
Okay.
Why wouldn't you?
Then, yeah. But in Austin, you've got Creek in the Cave, which was in I think Brooklyn or Queens in New York, and it was really good for new comics. Rebecca Trent, who runs that venue, moved to Austin before the pandemic, even so years ago. It folded in New York, but she moved to Austin. So that's there. Creek in the Cave. They've got other venues. I've heard quite a lot about lots of venues that are over there. A lot of them very supportive. And there's tons of walk-up mics as well, which is here. It's really rare to get a walk-up open mic. But in Austin alone, I've just seen like 10, 15, all different stuff going on all the time. And it's a small town. So, yeah, I want to check it out. And I want to try some food. I want to get some goddamn motherfucking barbecue. You know? Am I still pixelated?
No, you're not pixelated. Yeah, Texas is really big on the whole barbecue scene. This has been completely offensive.
We love you, Napo.
Yeah, we do. And good. I'm glad.
Yeah, I looked at some pictures last night of some restaurants. One was Franklin, one something else, but the fucking meat dishes and just, oh man, I could just one night in there just getting colon cancer. Just one good meal.
Yeah, I mean, like I miss out on some of the meal kind of stuff that I want to enjoy when I visit places because I just can't handle I literally cannot handle hot stuff really anymore. Like if I eat hot stuff, like I am literally miserable for days. Like I feel it for days after I eat that. Like I mean, I can do mildly hot, but anything beyond that, and it's super bad.
And it makes me. I think, yeah, Napo's comments were either coming in late or he's watching a bit before now, so I don't know. But yeah, no, we changed, dude. I have now trouble with bread, gluten, and fucks me up. Spicy stuff I can do, but yeah, some food will just put me on the toilet. I'll just be shitting for 6 hours.
Right. I mean, okay, so you put up Matt Napo's thing there. Only a pig would objectify women. But see, here's the thing.
He's a pig.
I don't. Huh? What?
Napo's a pig.
Oh, well, right. And I mean, he's probably being funny. But the thing that I want to say here is that like it's not. Is in my opinion like. It's not objectifying. I don't think it's objectifying them when you like I don't like sexualize. Like I'm sexualizing me at the same time I'm sexualizing them. You know what I mean? Like I don't get where I'm objectifying the. You know what I mean? Like it's like I've always. I think I've always presented myself as down for whatever. You know what I mean? And the reason that I've always presented myself as down for whatever is because I'm looking for chicks that are down for whatever. I've always been like that. You know what I mean? Like, and to me, there's not objectivity in that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not objectifying them. Like, I'm looking for the women that want the same exact thing that I want, and it happens to be this, this thing that most of society doesn't think is very decent, which is fine. Society doesn't have to think that me getting pegged in the ass is decent. I don't give a fuck, but I want to find the girl that'll do it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
for sure, man.
And the only way I'm going to find that out is by being pretty upfront about it. You know?
And by the way, she needs to find the person who wants to get pegged. So it's all
right.
All balanced. It's all good.
Right. Yeah. And that's the other thing. That's it. And here's the thing, like I believe me, like when I was like 23 years old, there's no way a girl would have ever talked me into pegging. But I got to tell you, I'm looking forward to the experience. You know what I mean?
Nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with a bit of pegging. It's all right. You know, just don't do it on Sundays. That's the Lord's Day, baby. You know?
Oh my goodness! I don't. I'm gonna take another hit of this because I think it's helping.
Go for it. You take more. Real big one. Get in there.
Nice. Where are we?
Get deep.
We're 145. 145. We got 50 minutes left. Sweet.
Yeah, we'll probably wrap by the 2-hour mark, William, and then I've been in this chair for like 5 hours. It's been good fun.
A lot of fun.
Yeah. What else we got? Oh, okay. So you went. Let's go back to your crime because we haven't talked about it on this show. So you robbed a flower store, right?
I did. I robbed a flower shop. Yeah.
So what had you watched Heat? You'd seen the De Niro and Kilmer bank heist. I'm going to do some of that. But you just the flower store.
the long and the short of how it came that I robbed the flower shop is that we were short on rent, and I only needed like $160. And so like my basic thought was like any business is gonna have that kind of startup money.
So you weren't,
you know what I mean?
Flower store after flower store. You didn't have a sit down meeting with De Niro, Pacino across the table.
No, that would have been good though. Like, do you want the serious side or do you want the joke side? I don't know what you want.
Tell us whatever you want. If you want to get serious.
Okay, because like the real side of it is like I wish I knew like tenant laws and like eviction procedures and shit like that. If I'd have known any of that shit back then, I never would have committed my crime. You know what I mean? Like I committed my crime because I thought
like under stress, pressure.
Like I literally had the idea in my head that if I don't get the rest of this rent to our landlord today, he's going to kick us out. And we had a 2-month-old baby at the time, and that was an unacceptable idea to me. You know what I mean? And one thing I totally kicked myself for is that there were definitely people in my life at the time that would have helped me if I'd have humbled myself and asked, but I didn't ask for help. I was like, I'm going to go and figure this out. And if I'm really honest, if I'm 100% honest, I was going to do a home invasion that night. And I was going to do a home invasion. I was going to do a home invasion, and I actually lost my nerve about it. As I was like kind of perusing, I was perusing the neighborhood at like 3 a.m. And, and I had a particular target, but I was going around the neighborhood, seeing if there was any activity other than me. You know what I mean?
Was you walking or driving at the time? Was you walking around? Was you driving around?
So I had driven to the area, but then walked about a block and a half to the target area. You know what I mean? So that my car wasn't directly in, because like I said, for a long time I did a lot of bad things. There was a reason I went to prison. You know what I mean? Like when I got sentenced by my judge, he didn't sentence me for a crime. He sentenced me for what he saw in my life. And I'm glad technically that's not the way you're supposed to be sentenced. You're supposed to be sentenced for the crime that you committed and not about the life that you live. You know what I mean? If you really look at like law and sentencing guidelines, but they really don't do that. They sentence you based upon your life. This is the whole reason they do pre-sentence investigations and shit like that. They sentence you based upon the mistakes you've made in your life. What the hell are we looking at here? Oh my God. Jesus. But so you threw me.
This is you.
Well, you carry on.
We're not so different, you and me.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
What a scene! What a phenomenal scene that
it's
is.
a
I need to
flip side
rewatch
of that
it now.
coin.
Oh my
Yeah.
god!
Like,
But no,
Well,
you're under pressure. You get sentenced based on also like circumstances. Is it?
yeah, but
If it's a good
I have to
judge,
say,
right?
like, I'm incredibly grateful that, and I'll be honest with you, I'm glad that I didn't get the deal I thought I was going to get, because I had a public defender, but I pled to a 20-year cap. And what my public defender told me is, he said, well, you're probably going to get sentenced to 15 years. They're going to give you 10 years suspended. You'll have to sit a portion of 5 years, and then you'll be out on parole. And I didn't think that sounded bad at all. But the judge gave me 15 years straight up. He gave me no suspended time. If he'd have gave me what my lawyer built me up to believe I would get, I'd have been out in about 3 years and 3 months. I'd have sat about 3 years and 3 months in prison. And I can honestly say, looking back, where I was at in my journey at 3 years and 3 months in prison, I would not have been ready. I would not have been ready to come out. I would have come out and made the same fucking mistakes.
Master.
And
How
I
long
know
did you
that.
serve after?
I served 9 years and 9 months.
I knew it was a long time. Yeah, I knew it was a long time. Fuck, man.
But like, in my opinion, I needed it. I totally needed it, because like it took me years to understand how much of my core beliefs was just totally fucked. Like my core beliefs and the roots of who I was as a person was just completely fucked up, because the truth of it is, my dad was a fucking pedophile. He was an alcoholic. He was a woman and a child beater. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to be honest, like, that's only one side of it. My mother was a codependent that knew about his behavior and protected him.
Yeah,
So like, I learned both sides of the coin. I learned how to be a monster and how to protect a monster at the same time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a dangerous fucking combination for one person to have. That's toxic, isn't it? Yeah.
Dude, totally toxic. I'm still trying to figure it out, bro. Believe me.
I bet you are. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like people, when, you know, like, there's a lot of people that don't know the hardcore truth about my life. But when people learn the real truth about my life, the fact that I'm not out there fucking offing motherfuckers is the goddamn miracle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I make jokes about Criminal Minds and shit like that. But the truth of the matter is I listen to Criminal Minds and I can relate to about 90% of the fucking profiles they put together. On paper, like, it's a no-brainer what my life should be. And look what it is instead. Instead, it's something creative and beautiful and hopeful. You know what I mean?
Down to you for being obviously strong character. Down to your wife as well. You know, you've got obviously a lot of things in your fucking life that are going well for you.
Right. Yeah, I sure didn't do it by myself. I've had a tremendous network of supportive people in my life. And I mean, and you guys are a new addition to that, because like, I listen to you guys and Matt and stuff, and the relatability I get off of you guys, like, it just helps me want to keep going. You know what I mean? Because
that's great fucking that's a great compliment though. So
there we go, man.
Yeah,
it's good. It's good to meet you through it all as well. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
We got to get the weirdos to stick together, and
you've
done a better job than I would have done.
Fucking right.
Like, I mean, believe me, there's plenty of shit I've done that I'm not proud of. But what I am proud of is there's plenty of shit that I would never do again. You know what I mean? And
that's the important thing, though, isn't it? To fucking learn,
right?
And to like,
you know,
anymore.
And there's a lot of things I want to do to rectify, but I don't have the means to that. You know, people have no idea how much I want to help build communities and build people and help build character in other people and see, you know, listen, like one of the reasons that I lived my life the way I did for so long was because I didn't know about another fucking way. I didn't fucking know about it.
Makes
you know
sense.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if I can go to people that like are in those depths and say to them and help them see there can be something so much fucking more. You know what I mean? Like doing that for one fucking person is the most valuable thing in the world. Because I've been that for people, you know, being a part of the recovery process, being a part of 12-step meetings, you know, like I've been a part of helping to change people's lives already. And I just want to continue to do that more and more. And I know that by expanding my platform, that enables me to help myself because, and listen, it's kind of a selfish deal because the more I help others, the more I help me. Because and I don't know how that works. I will never understand how that works, but it's complete. Like it's something I learned in the 12-step program that I know to be true. When I help others, I help myself. And so I try and be helpful as much as I can, you know?
Yeah, and to me, what you're saying to me goes back what you said earlier about you and your wife thinking about doing a podcast. I think you would be fucking great at doing a fucking podcast. And especially with the passion, the ambition you got about helping other people as well, it could probably be far and wide reaching. I think you definitely should fucking do it, man.
Yeah, I mean, not necessarily the only thing that you do, but I was just thinking like, what about talking in some part of it, maybe talking to ex-cons that are going through like similar shit, or people that need people before they go in that are maybe on the wrong path that want to fucking a bit of inspiration.
Yeah, like juvenile detention centers, any of that kind of like I would go there in a heartbeat. You know what I mean? Like I would like for real, you know what I mean? Like and I when I was in 12-step programs, I had the ability to do that, and I did that a little bit. Like I went and spoke at treatment centers and stuff like that. You know, because my first couple of years out of prison, I was heavily involved in a lot of 12-step work or 12-step programs, and I did a lot of different stuff with that. But it just, you know, for me and my mental health stuff, marijuana is the best medication for me because like a lot of psychotropic medications take away my character, my personality. Like I'm just not the same person. I don't fire the same. And for some reason marijuana doesn't do that to me. And that's just not agreeable to the 12-step way of life. You know what I mean? And so, but it doesn't mean that I don't, like, I still remember the principles that I learned in those programs. You know what I mean? And I try and apply them to my life in the best way that I can, you know?
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Yeah, we're gonna have to wrap up. Well, I am anyway. Jamie can carry on this if you like. But I
got the dream crushers. I got the fucking dream crushers to sort out now. The wife's on her way back to work, and I got the
2 good hours. We've got at
2 solid hours. We'll do it again. We'll do it again at fucking some point. It was
you
great.
Got anywhere else you're at? You got any You got a website or?
Oh, hey, you know what, man? I don't know why I didn't think of this before. I will get it on my, like, look at my Facebook or whatever. I'll put a post on as soon as we get off here. But I'm in this Face of Horror contest right now.
Oh, I saw it. I saw it. I
think you can.
Shit, I did. Yeah,
you can vote for free once a day.
Yeah,
you can vote for free once a day, and like they're about to change the levels. Like I think there's just one more day to vote for this level. I'm still in the running. I'll make the cut, hopefully, as long as some people vote for me today. But that's on the Face of Horror. It's under William Conway, I think.
Yeah, fucking sweet.
Yeah.
You know, like
look at that
Pillman.
picture.
It looks like Ron Pillman. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And dude, that is like, that's no makeup or anything. I just went and took a picture with a little bit of angst in my persona.
Is this your cum face?
There's other pictures. There's some other. Can you look at the other pictures? Scroll down. Is it? Oh, it's not there. Dang it.
Oh, there's some here.
There should be. Yeah. Oh, yeah. See there.
Fucking
and then,
sweet.
so I don't know if you know this, but I have a top top denture that I wear or whatever.
Well,
This is when I was losing my teeth. I took a bunch of goopy ass pictures when I was losing my teeth. Like
Brilliant.
that was
Fucking
like
brilliant.
in the middle of my dental process.
Hilarious. I'll fucking get on there and vote later. Yeah, that's fucking brilliant.
So it's faceofhorror.org /2022 William Conway. I'll put it in the description. You can get a free vote if you register your email or something like that.
Yeah, there's a free vote every day. You can vote once for free every day.
We'll push it. We'll keep pushing on the podcast.
Nice. Thank you, because that's one thing that I am currently doing. Other than these fights, dude. And thanks for having me on, guys.
Amazing. It's been a pleasure to have you. I've always thought you was a fucking cool guy anyway, because the comments in the chats, they're sweet, they're fine, they flow well. And then he was on the dog, which was great. But being on here means a lot to us. Really does. So thank you very much for coming on, brother.
We should totally talk 90s movies sometimes, because I totally heard you guys talking about that. And, like, I'm deep in those. Like, I got a lot of movie knowledge and stuff. And my wife too. My wife, we're both movie buffs. Like we sit, especially because we usually only have internet for about 2 weeks out of the month, and so the rest of the time we have to watch DVDs, and so like we're constantly watching the same old movies over and over. So. Yeah, we'll definitely chat about that sometime.
Let's do it. You're welcome back here. You're welcome on Last Rights, and let's keep in touch. Get fucked.
Yeah, for sure.
100%.
All right, man.
Stay in touch, brother. Take care.
Thanks for watching, everyone. If you haven't subscribed and all that, follow Conway, vote, and we'll see you guys later. See you later.
Bye.
Adios.